Hello, mate.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. It's good. It's good chatting to a mate. You know, it's the sort of thing that if you're down the pub and there's loose lips and everybody's had a couple drinks, you just go, okay, what do we want to talk about? And you talk about soccer, you talk about politics, you talk about bullshit. It's blah blah. But it's there's something endearing about just being able to talk openly. And now we're on Patreon.
Yes, we are.
Not on the YouTube side. Are there still things you can't talk about?
I had the talk with Emily about it, and she said, for the most part, she didn't get any warnings on the Patreon part, because this is not going on to YouTube. This is going on to Vimeo, and it's only being seen by the 11 people that are on Patreon. So
yeah, and to be fair, that will grow. The reason it will grow is because the caliber of guests and yourself is high enough to warrant people like Emily, who fucking genius. I just watched her thing this morning. Oh my god, it's such this whole synchronistic thing, this whole Mandela effect thing that's happening in the world. I mean, it's going to bring people to this eventually. I mean, I'm hoping it'll come rather rapidly for you, because Patreon's a good way of earning a bit of money, and money's a good tool to have.
It started off well, and I've been trying. My aim was to get one new patron per episode on average. So at the end of the year, I have 52, and yeah, it's a nice little bit of extra money, and it also does provide a sort of more private spot that's not got the glaring eye of Big Brother who wants to censor everything quite as much, hopefully.
Yeah, and, I mean, what I'll do is on social media, I'll say, if anybody wants to really see me naked after the first interview, go join Patreon and watch Gary's show.
We'll get all the women.
Because all the women then will come flocking to it. Because I'm very big down under. And I'm not talking Australia.
Yeah.
No, it's not true. It's not true. It's just fun. It's just fun.
We'll leave that between you and the women. Yeah,
I mean, it's fun. I mean, there's some people that in your chat and in various other chats that I come across the same people. And I'm like, okay. And then one of those has become very, very friendly with me, and she's lovely, and she's a beautiful woman, and she's got a plethora of, back to that word again, of problems she's dealing with within this realm that she just wants to talk about. But there's another side of her too, and it's like, okay. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm just such a sucker for it, because it's a powerful female dealing with a lot of fucking problems, and supposedly asking for help, but at the same time it's like appealing to my base instincts, and it's like, oh my god, am I keep going for this? Am I going to keep going for this? Am I going to have a digital girlfriend for the rest of my life?
You'll probably keep going until it becomes too painful, and then you'll be like, okay, I finally learned my lesson.
I don't find it painful. That's the thing. I mean, I'm not hurt by being used. I'm only hurt when I'm willingly hurting myself. I'm taking responsibility for me. So I'm hurting myself by doing this in a little way, but at the same time, I'm getting tremendous pleasure out of it. That's
called masochism, Nigel.
Yeah, but I'm getting a tremendous amount of pleasure out of it too. I know. You know what? I'm deep. I have a deep insight. I ran nightclubs here in Hollywood I had my own nightclub for a couple of years. The BDSM movement that's attached to the Crowleyites, that's attached to the whole, I know all about that game. And so, yeah, BDSM, not for me. I mean, but I work for one that's a master, puts on live shows of beating. I mean, it's just fucking gross. So that whole dark side and its allure is the reason why I have to keep a close weather eye on my children, because they're 20 and they're 18 and they're entering into the Los Angeles arena, and that's completely soiled with these. And to play at it is fun. To be immersed in it is dangerous. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people go missing. The whole film industry. I mean, I've noticed recently that that someone said that in one of these Telegram groups. I'm in a lot of Telegram groups as well.
Yeah, me too.
But someone was saying that the porn industry has stopped, and it's like, well, really? You're not living here. You don't understand. And it's like, but he was, the report was that there's a porn star that's gone rogue, who's got AIDS and is going around infected. So the industry itself is going, wait a minute, we can't have our porn stars. So, it's weird how these things grow and shrink and grow and shrink and grow and shrink. But this goldfish pond that the beast is growing in here in Los Angeles is a pretty big pond. So it's grown into somewhat of a monster. How goldfish grow to accommodate the size of a little goldfish you win at the fair is a koi fish. It's been kept in a little tiny bag its whole life, or a little bowl its whole life. But a goldfish will grow into a carp in a pond. So so the beast is growing here.
So you said
it's being fed. I mean, the thing is, I'm going in there and I wrote a song and used some of your footage on your travels going to where you are now as the video for it. I wrote a song called Ipecac for the Beast.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm sorry. Finish my banana. But Ipecac for the Beast is I'm laughing and dancing around like a fucking court jester in the belly of the beast, but I'm feeding it poison. And I'm feeding it poison because this beast has to die.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to at some point die. I mean, because it holds the whole entertainment and multimedia key to the war that they're waging. I mean, the reason California's had it very easy during this C word, that's funny, C word, this C word operation, the reason why California's been kind of had it pretty easy compared to all the people I'm talking to, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, yeah. England, Scotland, Ireland. I mean, English-speaking countries, because I only speak those languages, probably 10 languages, like English or...
You speak 10 languages?
Yeah. English, Australian, Canadian, New Zealand.
Californian,
yeah. No, it's... yeah, like. I if you put in front of every sentence, then you're speaking Californian. When I first came here, a person explained to me, said, oh, you're from England. You realise England can fit into California 3 times geographically? And I'm like, really?
California is like its own country. And
I'm like, California's pretty huge then. He said, yeah. He said, that's so many miles long, so many miles wide, but it's really only this deep. but I found out once I scratched the veneer that it's deep. It's deep, bestially. It's a beast of a place.
I used to live there.
Yeah,
I'm happy I'm not currently living there.
yeah. I mean, especially right now because it's crap. But there is hope though, because there are a few people working independently through the Hollywood release system. I mean, I know everybody's being told to throw away Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these places where you can view movies, but there are a few like really good movies being made with really good messaging woven through it. Now, of course, there's light and shade, but some of what the Marvel Studios is putting out is actually really quite deep.
Like what?
Did you see,
for example,
Loki? Did you see Loki? Loki?
No.
It was a series. It was either on Netflix or Amazon Prime or one of those, streaming services. I get all mine for free because I pirate it. But the point being is, there are some things that are getting through. And
have we watched Loki? She says it's on Disney.
No, it is. I have no idea. I mean, I get it all for free. I've learned how to pirate.
Yeah.
I've learned how to be a pirate. Arr, Jim lad. No.
And then,
nautical terms. I said stick to your guns earlier. That's a nautical term too. A disgusting one.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, the court systems are all nautical, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, maritime law is...
We're lost at sea.
Yes, maritime law is still used. I mean, the legal system here is kaput. I mean, it's kaput because it's based on stuff that was not common law. It's common law is okay. The commoner comes up with the law of goodness, but it's the legal system. Well, like every system, it gets corrupted. It's a system. It's meant to be.
Yeah, it's very convoluted.
Yeah.
And then we've had this discussion many times, like what system do you actually say, okay, I'm going to use this system of language, this system of terminology, and therefore bow to it to some extent? Or do you just say, I'm not going to use it at all, and I'm just going to say, I am that which I am, and there is no name, and I don't belong to any of your systems whatsoever.
Yeah, the great I am. But that's the thing. It's like, I did a jokey thing. If you ask a question on, and if it's an obscure question, people try and answer it on social media. I posted a picture of one of those telescopic lifts, because I've used them many times in the film business, where you use a telescopic lift to put a peak. You use it in construction. You do construction. The ones like, the telescope out and you're in the basket above.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted
we have one of those at our current job site.
Yeah, well, I posted a picture of one of those and I said, I can't remember the question exactly, but it's like, why do I think this is probably one of the greatest inventions of mankind? ? And it was like, oh, and then I got a few answers, and then one person who knows me very well from the film business just wrote down the two words there's the nickname for it: cherry picker. So when you talk about, like, what do you believe, there are so many belief systems, so many religions, so many political divisions, there's so many divisions that you have to be a cherry picker. Mm-hmm. That's why I think the cherry picker is the most important, because none of these belief systems are all, touched on it with Alan Watts, are all good or all bad, but you have to cherry pick within each part of it. I mean, I cherry picked from I don't vote. I've never voted. I don't believe you can vote for goodness. So whatever. But some people were saying, well, which way would you have voted had you been made to vote? Blah blah blah. And I said, well, last time, I'd have probably voted for, Trump only, but not because I'm tied to the party or the party policy. It's because I heard him say, "I'm not interested in politics."
Yeah.
So in an interview, when he says he's not interested in politics, and yet he's leading or he was, I mean, maybe still is, who knows, the president of the most powerful country in the world, you've got to go, okay, and this guy doesn't believe in politics. So for me, it was like being a non-politician or being an outspoken non-politician was more important. But I still didn't vote because I think you can't vote.
It's a waste of time.
I think it's an Australian saying. It's like, no matter which way you vote, the government still gets in.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's the point? It's like aligning yourself with one side in a multi-army battle. It's like, well, don't align yourself with any of them.
Well,
don't be and worst of all, do not be a mercenary. A friend of mine just recently did a thing on the Afghan current confusion and said, you watch, all those refugees that are coming to America are going to be used in the same way as against the Celts in Ireland and in Europe by the Romans. They're defeated enemy combatants who are being used as mercenaries in the countries they're going to. That's because that's how the Romans dominated. The Romans took over most of the world by recruiting their enemy combatants that they defeated, and then recruiting their greatest warriors into their army as mercenary soldiers. Well, if you look at it that way, and I mean this is his theory, not mine, but I listened to it and I was like, well, that strikes me as not just the small picture, but the big picture anyway, which is, you're recruiting enough people for the evil side, and you're looking after them, but you're isolating those on the other side, but, the other side of the equation, you're isolating those because they're your true enemy. So we can talk about NPCs now, because I think mercenaries fall within the NPC area. They may have guns, but they don't. But then they can't kill us.
Are you saying, to clarify, are you saying the U.S. would take the Afghani refugees, train them as mercenaries, and send them back to Afghanistan? Is that what you're saying?
Police. My friend, not me. My friend said they'll be incorporated because of their background and their training. It's nearly all young men that are coming, or fighting age men. They'll come here and be absorbed into, because they'll be so pro-American because they brought them away from. They'll be so pro-American that they'll recruit them into the National Guard, and then when the National Guard's called out, these people will be at the forefront of the National Guard. I mean, it's all fear-based bullshit as far as I'm concerned, because that's what's been happening globally anyway. But if you look at it in that kind of tiny prism, if you look at it in a tiny prism, it's like, yeah, I mean, as much as the one guy wanted to build the wall, the other guy's not just taking it down. He's inviting the enemy in.
Yeah.
So so if that's the future of America, is, yeah, oh well, at least we'll be protected by the National Guard. Oh dear, you know what I mean? So you've got to be really careful who you trust. You mentioned trust in the first half of this chat, and it's like, it is about trust, but it's also about seeing the big picture, being able to literally, like, come outside, and then macro, micro. You have to go back in and go, okay, wait a minute, that's got to stop. So there's lots of battles within a war.
Maybe that whole Trump, really hammering on the whole wall thing. Maybe that was just set up as like visual opposition to what Biden was already going to do, which was tear everything down and open the borders wide up.
It may have been a promoted natural reaction, psychology 101.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is flip the script.
Because you just want people focused on the polarities, right?
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah.
These are not the droids you're looking for. Right. I mean, it's all there. I mean, Joseph Campbell knew, because he was literally talking about the hero's journey, but he influenced people like George Lucas, and obviously major influence for him, from him was Joseph Campbell. Carl Jung was talking about that whole dark and light side of ourselves, and mankind. Man is man's worst enemy if it goes unchecked. So we have to find the beast within and conquer the beast within. But that side of our psyche has to be explored. If it's not explored, then it can be triggered, and we don't know where it's coming from. All of a sudden I got violent. I'm really sorry. It's like no. Find out why. That's not good enough. I used to break up pub fights and bar fights and stuff in my club, and it was just horrendous. Sometimes it was like these people would, for some reason, alcohol and drugs and all the other shit that goes on. In some people, it just gives them an insight into their beast side, and they lose it. And I'm like, God. And people used to joke about it. I was alcoholic. I wasn't alcoholic. I drank a lot when I was a youngster. I was in England. You had to, it's the law. So I had to drink and smoke. Yeah. When you come out of the birth canal, they put a cigarette in your hand and a pint in the other, So I do know what that does in me, but that doesn't. I'm not a teetotal person. But it's like, if you're going to experiment with psychotropic experiments with your brain, then you've got to understand your brain, and then the mind, and then the heart, which controls the mind anyway. So if you don't understand all of those things, you really don't want to just put on the washing machine. Yeah. Because then it gets all like, oh, wait a minute, oh, come on, and it's like, oh, fuck off, Yeah. So, there's ways of dealing with things, but you have to go inside to find out how to deal with the outside. And if you don't go inside, you're lost.
Yeah.
And that's mostly accountable for NPCs, and why we're in a shit state right now, because they're easy to manipulate.
Did you mentioned that you had something you might want to discuss during this segment? Have you already touched on whatever it was that you were thinking of, or I forgot what you said?
God knows. I didn't make any bloody notes. The reason I didn't make any notes is because it's pointless. I could just rabbit on about any subject. But let's talk about the C word. Let's talk about this current push to get us to put our own head in the noose. Basically, they set up the gantry, they put up the scaffold, and they're saying, hey, guys, form a queue, form a line, walk up here, head in the noose, and boom, you're done, and head in the noose. So why is this being rolled out? Is this...
Sorry, everybody, that probably hurt your ears. Just knocked my mic over.
Oh dear, you have a microphone.
I do have a microphone.
God, you professional musicians put me to shame.
One second, Nigel. I want to show you something really quickly.
Surely.
Because I know our friend's situation is in the background of our minds, so to look at some of this stuff that is patented and readily available for all the public to look at, I want to just show some of it so people can see. Share screen. Okay, I'm going to share the screen here. You can see my desktop now, right?
I won't look, just in case there's any porn open. Okay.
I closed that out.
Okay, good man.
Okay.
Good man. My kids will watch this. No.
You can add a COVID-19 vaccine? Oh my goodness, I can do that? Didn't even know. Okay, so...
Oh, I read those.
Did you read these?
I read those. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I read them. Yeah, you posted them earlier today, and I was like, I went through it. I was like, oh yeah. 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 And I mean, it's like, what was a hidden agenda during our youthful journey to where we are today? What was a hidden agenda is right there.
I'm just going to read a few of these
Please.
out loud. These are currently I believe currently held patents for technology that can control the human body-mind complex. So we have method for influencing subconscious mind through audio suggestion for changing acquired behavior of user, involves inputting information tailored to changing behavior in acoustic device. Method and apparatus to produce subliminal sound recording. Energy focusing system for active denial apparatus. And active denial, that's like computer language. DDoS attacks. It's they're speaking now of the human body in terms of computer.
Yeah, I mean, we're digitized. You and I, right now, we're digitized.
Mm-hmm.
I could come visit you because I know where you live. You could come visit me. We know where you live, but I don't even know if you really exist.
Method for incorporating brainwave entrainment into sound production. Entrainment, there's that word again. I've talked quite a bit about that.
Yes.
Remote monitoring of fixed structure. Community mood representation. That's an interesting one.
Community mood. Yeah. I mean, I talked about that this morning on somebody else's thing where I had for some reason I get music stuck in my head. Blah, blah. Who doesn't? Mm-hmm. But I had Black Dog by Led Zeppelin stuck in my head this morning. And it's a great song. I mean, it's a brilliant song. But the association with Black Dog today, for me, because I've read so much fucking psychology, is, you know, they use the Black Dog symbol to represent depression. How, oh, you could be depressed. So mood, you know, when you say crowd control through mood, you know, like... Mm-hmm. Community control over mood. If you can put everybody in depression, well, most depressives, all they want to do is sleep and eat and just sleep and eat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what a powerful tool depression is. And I don't know why Black Dog by Led Zeppelin was playing around in my head, but I got the imagery of Black Dog meaning depression. And so it's like, oh, okay. And then I recognize a lot of people with these. I think I even in a text said, how's your mood? Because these mood swings, the worst one is when you go from being the cheerful chappy that you are right now and chatting about anything and all that, when you go into that, like, oh yeah, you know, we've got one friend who I think you know that I visited with recently, or he came to see me in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. It's like got a hangdog expression. Oh, I had this terrible and he's a great guy. He's an awesome guy, but he's got that grey cloud. Mm-hmm. And I can't do it. This is why I'm a loudmouth. This is why I'm just fucking spouting off right now. Is I can't do depression.
Yeah, I don't do well with it either.
No, I can't do it. I watch myself sometimes get upset or angry or disappointed or something, and I start to see that we go on a slippery slope, and I'm like, out, get up, get out, you know. I've gone through it with targeted individuals, one of whom was very nice, and we talked on the telephone, FaceTime. She FaceTimed me. For some reason, she was on your show, and she's a targeted individual, mm-hmm. and oh my God. I mean, I was like, get out of your house, leave your apartment, go out in nature, go for a hike. Oh, I've got a bad ankle. No, stop. Just go, get out of bed right now. Go get yourself a cup of tea and something to eat, get some protein inside your body, do some exercise. If you're not going to go outside your house, then at least do some exercise. If you've got a bad ankle, do some physiotherapy. Get out, go out and play. Go out and just play. And God, it's like depression is debilitating when it gets to that point. You know, I mean, my poor mum's depressed as hell because all she watches is BBC television, and they're telling her, "Stay in your home, wear a mask, put the shield on, put the hood over your head, tighten the noose." Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just like, fuck, get out, mum, just go out. And she has. So, you know, I try really hard, but luckily my sister is total empath. I mean, she's gypsy, so well, my whole family are.
Does your mom watch TV all the time?
All she ever does. I mean, since my dad died, bless him. You know, he died beginning of this lockdown nonsense. But since my dad died, she kind of gave up, which is, you know, that's fairly commonplace for that generation, and the way in which they were raised and expectations. But she got out of it for a little while, and then she watches television now because that's the norm, you know. It's like, you're in, so I'm bored. Yeah, I'll just put a TV on. And of course, especially something as corporate run as the BBC, which is trusted, she'll watch that, and of course they're just running the lockdown, COVID, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, go out, don't go out, do social distance. You know, they're running this narrative past her face all the time, and she's just going, oh, you know, and she's shrinking, and it's sad.
Well, if you imagine that these things that we just looked at, all these patents for manipulation of the psyche, not even just the psyche, it's physical stuff as well.
Yeah.
If you imagine, what do corporations do? They have R&D departments, right? They research, they figure out how to get what they want for the corporation, and that doesn't usually involve letting people naturally, freely, of their own volition and free will, choose whether they want the product or not. No, that usually involves ways of encouragement, right?
Yeah, but why are you and I knowing this? Why are we knowing this? Let's go there. Let's go to, why do we know this? And why don't they know this?
Because we jumped off at some point. Or we're kicked off. Either we jumped off or we were kicked off. Because
I jumped off.
It's a totality. It's not just one little thing. It's a comprehensive totality of pressure.
Yes.
And if you're in it still, then you are getting all the pressure points of your body, mind, emotional body, all of that, spiritual body, all those pressure points are hooked up, and they're getting the proper attention as is needed for the whole thing. It's a comprehensive thing. So if you're in it, then you don't know you're in it. Just like it's like being in the Matrix. You don't know you're in it until you're out. Same thing with this.
And you know, again, zoom out, zoom in, but it's like there are people trapped within the Matrix, if you want to use that expression, or that way of looking at it. But the control grid has been in place forever. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, it was never activated to this extent. It's now, there are so many, you want to go Matrix, there are so many Mr. Smiths that it's like, okay. I mean, I use the scene from the Matrix because I do these little, because the attention span is getting less and less within certain aspects of the community. Anyway, so I've been using little TikTok videos, putting a bit of music underneath, and then just using clips from other places to try and get people to look at it from a different way. So I used a clip from The Matrix where it was a training program, and I talked about it because I get I happily get gaslighted by females. We talked about this earlier, but I go in knowing that it's part of the game. It's part of the bit where he looks at the woman in the red dress, and he's being trained, but he doesn't. He thought he was in the Matrix, and then he turned. Morpheus says, "Stop, freeze," and everybody freezes. And he said, "Oh, this is a training program." And he said, "Yeah, turn around." And then Mr. Smith's got a gun to his head. So it's that self-reliance, self-reliability, self-referential, self-responsibility that is being instilled into Neo, who supposedly is going to save mankind. But the whole thing with The Matrix, to me, is like, it was a good movie, but when I talked to Tom Althouse, who claims to have written it originally, it was called The Immortals. And, he's fighting them legally here in Hollywood, and he's not in Hollywood anymore, but oh my God. I mean, the guy's just, I believe him. I believe him because why go on the way, the hardship he's been put through by taking on the studio system. Oh my God, you talk about sacrificing this lifetime. He's had.
So did he have success outside of, did he have other success outside of the possibility of that success if his idea had been attributed to him? He's still making money writing scripts and well, he's not acting anymore, I don't think, but he was a successful child actor. It's not like he's trying to sue Warner Brothers, although he is, but he's taken them on legally for the rights to make so as he can tell them, this is what I wanted made. You stole it from me, and you gave it to the Wachowski brothers, even though you knew that they were sisters.
Useless.
What's his name again?
The brothers.
What is his name again?
Tom Althouse.
Tom Althouse?
Yeah. Althouse. You got to listen to some of his interviews. He's quite brilliant. I talk to him occasionally. We get on instant message and stuff. But
okay.
Yeah, he said it's the whole whole Matrix series. He said they twisted it. They didn't do a terrible job, but they twisted it so poorly.
And his original thing was called The Immortals?
The Immortals, yeah.
Okay. Did that get turned into screenplay at all?
Yeah, that's the original screenplay, is The Immortals. They took it from Tom Althouse, gave it to the Wachowski brothers through Warner Brothers, and the Wachowski brothers had already had a couple floppy movies, so they were being the front for making The Matrix, even though the script was supplied to them by Warner Brothers, and then they put their name on it. But there's even evidence that Tom has of them walking around with the thick. He's got the original manuscript that was sent out, and it's stamped and sealed and everything. But the original. But there's pictures of the Wachowski brothers walking around with the copy of the script of The Immortals in their hand,
right? Like recognizably that.
They stole his intellectual property, but he was already employed as a writer for Warner Brothers, you see. But so they took his name off it, they gave it to the Wachowski brothers, they made it, and they made it different from Tom's original script, and he's pissed because the story came to him. And it was a good story, supposedly, and he wants to make it, but obviously there's no way they're going to make The Immortals. Well, mate, best of luck to him. I hope he does.
I assume that they're not what do you call it? He's not working for Warner Brothers anymore, right? Or with in any capacity.
He's independent as a writer, but I think he does still submit scripts through the system, and he is getting some revenue that way. I think he's just a very intellectual, brilliantly gifted writer. Mm-hmm. He's he explains himself. He talks so fast. He's 100. He's way too much for me. When I got on talking to him, it was like, oh my god. And yet look at me. You know, I'm blah, blah, blah. He's a million mile an hour and making more sense than I am. So he's well worth a tap up. I mean, but if you have him on your show, you will not get a word in.
That's funny.
Yeah, you won't get a word in. He'll tell you everything about everything.
His Twitter, his top thing says, writer, visionary, author of the immortal screenplay illegally used to piece together the Matrix franchise.
Yeah.
So he's very open about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's got his own website. He's got a legal team that's working on destroying Hollywood's system. And I mean, more power to him, but I mean, to me, it's like, fuck. It's, you know, like I say, I'm dancing around like a fool and dripping Ipecac into the beast. He's standing there with a sword in front of the beast. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? I mean, this is George and the Dragon right here. Yeah. You know? And, you know, good luck Tom Althouse, but who knows? You know? I mean, I can't tell. I mean, if they slice the head off the dragon, does another one grow back? I mean, who knows?
They can probably grow one back for it in a vat.
Yeah. I mean, so...
They probably have a little piece of the dragon's DNA strand. And
yeah, it's probably in that thing you showed. They've probably got a patent on how to grow the head back of the beast.
Right.
I mean, you know, I've been, like I say, all these Telegram groups, you know, people are telling me, did you know that the original patent for the vaccine, did you look at the number on the form? 060606. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. You know, it
is, though, and all those...
I agree,
it's like,
it is.
It's
but
funny
what
because...
I'm saying is, if you see that, ooh, got to tell my mates that I've seen it. I've seen it first. That's why I don't like... That's why I've gone off David Icke, is he keeps saying, I fucking told you so. Well, you know what? Do something about it. Because telling us so is brilliant, because new saviour, new white hat. It's like, the fucking white hat, black hat. Who gives a shit? I've got a grey hat on, and I'm in there doing what I can. But, you know, I mean, spreading the word is a good thing. I'm sorry, David Icke. My friend just went on Gareth Icke's show, and it's like, Gareth is a nice guy too, great musician.
Is he related?
But it's like, it's his son, and so, you know, David Icke talks about these families, like, you know, like they're, you know, the elitists and the elitist families. You know, his son's riding on his shirt tails. Hey, my neighbour's calling me. One sec. Hey, Dennis, what's up, mate? Oh, wow. That's cool. Good luck with that, mate. I'm on a phone call right now that I've got to stay on. Yeah, I'm stoked about that. That'd be brilliant. Wow. Okay. Brilliant. Cheers, Dennis. Dennis is one of the nicest guys in the world. I mean, he's completely under that depressive blanket, and I've slowly been pulling his fuzzy blanket away. He's now self-employed, flipping cars, building cars, deconstructing cars, which he's always been an employee, and the people who employ him abuse him because he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, he's a junkyard mechanic. You know, he can go to pick your part, and you can look at the most wrecked car in the world and say, oh, I like those cars. I wish I could get one like that. And he'd find one in a junkyard and he'd build it. You know, he's just and it's zen. You know, I see him working, and he's zenning it out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's putting each piece out and cleaning it and putting it down. I mean, but he was grey for a long time. But I'm giving him a little bit of help, and I do all the selling on Craigslist, etc. Cars that he flips, and I help him. I built a little website for him, and I got him a business card. And he's now going to go and we bought a car locally from a lady that didn't want it anymore for $1,200, or he bought it for $1,200, and now he's going to swap it for a car that he really wants, which is worth to him, you know, $4,000 or $5,000. So, yeah. Bless him. You know, he's a great guy. I love him. He's like a pocket-sized. When you look at him physically, he's a pocket-sized Clint Eastwood. He really is. I mean, he's lovely. I mean, Dennis is so good. What did I called himself? East Clintwood. but he's definitely part of the Republican dyed-in-the-wool political narrative too. He's definitely white hat. So whatever. I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
Nigel, we're coming up on the end of the second segment. The first one kind of ran long as well, so
yeah, I know.
I have a few things I need to get to.
Rabbit. Jabber.
Don't be a Jabberwocky. Don't do it.
What?
Don't be a Jabberwocky.
No, I won't be a Jabberwocky ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. I mean, the reason being is I've done enough research. Rather go out with a bang than a whimper. It doesn't matter. Death is the ultimate fear, and it's like I overcame death many years ago.
Go out with a bang. Good advice.
Yeah, go out with a bang. Yeah, it's fuck 'em. Fuck 'em. That's what I say. I'm not doing it, and I'm doing my level best to keep my girls away from it. They're 18 and 20 and very strong, independent women, but they both want children. So the biggest tool I've got in my arsenal for them is to say, you just got to look at the ingredients, and not only are there fetal tissue in there, but it's designed to make it more difficult for you to reproduce. Mm-hmm. It's designed that way because if you're able to at all, it'll be very difficult, but probably you won't be able to at all.
Right. Yeah, it's something like it's.
They're like, oh wow, and I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm not able to pull up any direct evidence for that, but indirect evidence is enough.
I heard doctors saying it was 70% miscarriage rate of pregnant women that took it. So.
Yeah.
This is just me, but me says it's just poison on some level, and only poison, and nothing but poison. So therefore, stay away.
I mean,
very simple.
Yeah, I mean, we can look at the people that are profiting the most from it. If you want to, do what my brother says to me, he says, follow the money. Mm-hmm. I'm like, who's profiting the most from it? Well, I mean, the eugenicists, the Gates,
And what do eugenicists do? Do they keep people happy and alive and healthy?
No, their job is to eradicate useless eaters. Uh-huh. Oh, look at me, I'm a useless eater. Just a banana. And I'm not useless. I'm very useful. But so, that's the point, is find what you're really good at and let it kill you. Find what you love and let it kill you.
Stay useful, Nigel.
What?
Stay useful.
Oh, I'm useful. I'm useful because people think I'm stupid, and I like that.
No.
That's okay. No, they do. They tell me I'm stupid all the time.
I don't think you're stupid.
No, but they think I am, which is good.
Okay. I'm going to go, Nigel.
I'm going to put my jester's crown on.
Thank you, everybody who hung out. Thank you, Nigel, for coming on. I appreciate you.
There were people hanging out?
Not the second one. The first one.
Yes. And, I'll just post it, in the second half on Patreon. If you really want to see me naked.
Yeah, if I get any more patrons out of this one, I'll have to thank you for it. I'll assume you did some magic.
Yeah, don't assume.
Okay. Thank you, Nigel. Peace, love, and happiness.
Love you, bro.
Love you too,
All right.
brother.
You're my brother.
Bye.
Bye.